Hey guys, today we're going to learn about the standard form equation. We did point slope form, we've done slope intercept form, and now we're doing standard form. And all three of these equations are on your formula chart. And so standard form looks like this: ax plus by equals c. And it is the a and the b is the coefficient of the x and the y. And so we want to keep those numbers as positive numbers. We want to leave them as whole numbers. And we also want to, they're not allowed to be zero. So linear equation y equals mx plus b can also be written in standard form, where a and b are both non-zeros. Standard form is most often used when there are two variables in a given problem, such as x number of pieces would be x, y might be the number of 2-liter soft drinks that you can buy. So what we're going to do is we're basically just going to be rearranging things, kind of like a puzzle. We're going to rearrange things and until they're in standard form. Okay, so the very first two examples, they're in slope intercept form, so we're going to move things around. We've already done a little bit of this already. If I look up at the original formula, ax plus by are both on the left hand side, so the y is already on the left hand side, so I'm going to move the 2x to the left hand side also. So I'm going to subtract 2x from both sides. I get negative 2x plus y equals a negative 4. Now we said we don't want the leading coefficient, that is the number that's in front of the x variable. We do not want it to be a negative, so we need to get rid of that negative. So I'm going to go ahead and just divide all three terms by negative 1. That's one way. I'll show you other ways in just a minute. And that's just going to change all of the signs. Again, you could do that in your head if you kind of understand the concept of what you're doing. Next one, we are going to move. I could actually try to get rid of that fraction first, but I'm going to go ahead and move it first instead. The order wouldn't really matter. But as you can see, when I'm finished, I have a fraction as my leading coefficient. So let's get rid of that fraction. So I'm going to multiply all three terms by the denominator, which is 2. So now I'm left with 3x. Don't forget to multiply the other two terms. And there's our answer for that. Moving on, it says write the equation of the line in standard form that is the following slope and passes through the given points. So we're going to use the point slope formula. That's what we learned how to do yesterday. So I'll just go ahead and call this is going to be the x1 and the y1. So the formula is y minus negative 2, which is the y1, equals the slope which they gave us, times x minus 6. I'm going to go ahead and simplify everything. I'm going to distribute the 3. So now I need to move everything around. I'm going to move it into slope intercept form. So I will move the 2 over. I get y equals 3x minus 20. So now it is in slope intercept form. Now let's move things around again and make it into standard form. So to do that, I need to move the 3x over. And as you can see, I'm going to have a negative leading coefficient again. So this time I'm going to get rid of them all by multiplying everything by negative 1. You can see that it's going to have the same impact on the equation. So then this becomes positive, the y becomes negative, and the 20 becomes positive. There we go. Next one, I'm going to again use the point slope formula. I've been given the slope in one ordered pair. So I have x1, y1. So I have y minus 5 equals 2/3 x minus 3. So now we're dealing with a fraction, y minus 5 again. I'm going to distribute the fraction, and I end up with minus 2. Okay, so at this point, I can either move the x to the left, or I can go ahead and get rid of the fraction first. So, oh, wait, let's move this 5 over. I have to move the 5 over. Almost forgot about that. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and move the x, and then we're going to deal with something all at the same time because I can. So I have negative 2/3 x plus y equals 3. Now, I need to get rid of the fraction and I need to get rid of the negative. So I'm going to go ahead and do it all at one time by multiplying by the denominator, which is 3. That'll clear the fraction. But then I'm going to make it a negative 3 to clear the negative. So watch this. I'm going to go ahead and use distributive property. Put a negative 3 there. That knocks that out. So this becomes a positive 2x. Then a negative 3 times y is negative 3y. A negative 3 times 3 is a negative 9. Don't forget to multiply all three terms. That's usually the biggest mistake that students have. All right, let's go on. I think that's it. No, we got another one. Okay. Moving on to the next one, we have 2 ordered pairs, so we're going to have to figure out the slope with that. And so I'm going to use the slope formula. So I'm going to go ahead and identify x1, y1, x2, y2. Again, giving you all the different situations you might find yourself in. And all of these formulas that I'm using are all on your formula chart. So that's going to be 0 minus a negative 4. And then the x's are 2 minus a negative 1. So we end up with a positive 4 over a positive 2. Whoops. Positive 3. So we have 4/3. So that's my slope. So now I'm going to use the point slope formula. It doesn't matter which ordered pair I use. I'm going to go ahead and use the one with the 0 because I think it'll maybe make it easier. Okay, because the 0 is going to 0 something out. So I'm going to do y minus 0 equals the fraction or the slope that we created, x minus 2. All right, we're almost there. You can see how the y, that kind of took care of itself. I have to distribute this fraction, and so I end up with a kind of a funky fraction over here, 8/3. Now, because I have 2 fractions that have the same denominator, I think I'm going to go ahead and clear those fractions out right now. So I'm going to multiply everything by a 3. I can already see something that's making me, maybe I would have done this differently, but let's just go ahead and move forward. So I end up with 3y. I knock out the denominator there. I knock out the denominator there. Now I'm going to go ahead and move the 4x over. And maybe you can see now what I was seeing a little while ago is that now I have a negative. If I had moved the fraction first, I might have seen that faster and just multiplied the whole thing by a negative 3. But it's okay. We're just going to go ahead and we're going to do another step, which is okay. We can do 2 steps. I'm going to go ahead and divide everything by negative 1. I could have multiplied everything by negative 1. I could have just done the whole thing in my head and not shown either the multiplication or the division. So I end up with a positive 4x, which is what I wanted, a negative 3y, and then 2 negatives back here make a positive, and we are done. All right, good luck on the assignment. I pretty much hit everything you're going to run into. Good luck. Ask questions if you need extra help. See you later. Bye-bye.